We are back for week 2 of Choose Your Own Adventure. I know I was gone 1 week, so we kind of had a little pause on this assignment until I got back. But this week we are continuing. Just a recap of what week 1 was you started with a character, a situation, and a choice. Depending on what your viewer chose, they either progressed in your story or they had to stop and start over. We are going off of after they have chosen the right choice to get another set of 2 choices. But this week, instead of using animation like we did last week, that was kind of our key element that we wanted to focus on, this week we are focusing on using Pixlr. Now there's 2 ways that you can use Pixlr in your choice. So again, you're going to tell the viewer the situation that they're in now after they have made that the correct choice and they're moving on. So they will get to choose again 2 choices, and you can choose whether you are creating an entire picture in Pixlr or you're just creating a character that you would animate in WeVideo. Now both of these, either if it's an entire picture or the created character, will be put into WeVideo, but there's 2 different ways that you can do this. Now if you create an entire picture, look at the guidelines here. You must have at least 1 drawn object or character, so you're using the brush tool. If you're using pictures from the internet, so let's say you would want like a background or somewhere, like your environment that you're in now with that choice, they would have to be altered from the original. So that could be anything from changing the color, warping it a bit with like a liquify, or just it has to be different than what the original images look like. The scene must visually represent the outcome of that choice. You're going to save the picture as a PNG when you're done with it, and then you're going to bring it into WeVideo. You're going to add text to let the viewer know what happened, just kind of like last time. Also, there should be sound effects and theme music in that picture. Now, I'll show you what I mean. Also, I just wanted to go through this really quick. If you are going to create a character, you need to make a character using the tools we have learned. So you could use the brush, you could draw a character if you wanted to, you could liquify the character and change the face. You would then save the character. I would save it as a PNG in Pixlr first, then bring it to remove.bg so you can get rid of the background there, and then put it into WeVideo. I'm going to show you how to do both of these. So I'm just going to go into Pixlr. You want Pixlr E, and let's say I wanted a background that I was just going to use like Italy or something. We'll just go with what they have already brought in. Now, this is the original picture. Now, I have to change this somewhat. I have to make it different than what this this picture looks like originally. So I might, go in with the bucket. I might change the colors of, this a bit, just kind of making it different. I could also go into like different effects I could use. So you're just not completely copying this picture. You'd also might want to add some things in. So let's say I had a ship that was pulling up into this harbor here. I would then bring in another picture of a ship and, save that and start bringing things that I could use in here to make this picture completely different than what the original picture looked like. Remember, you can always use remove.bg to get rid of backgrounds. It usually does a pretty good job in doing that. When you go into your photo editor, if you saved that, you can just click and drop and say add to current. Now let's say I wanted, this ship in harbor here. I'm starting to change already what this original picture looks like. If I wanted it maybe darker at night, I could, go to the fill and, make it a lot darker. Wouldn't want to do just kind of click and change the day to darker, like darker night. Place some other objects in to make this picture your own. Once you have finished, then you would save as PNG. And then you could go into WeVideo you create a new video. And you could bring that picture in. Where is it? Okay, here. Bring it into your... There it is. So you got to wait until it comes in, and you would have. You could spread this a little bit longer than the time. You can always make a picture long, as much time as you need, just by stretching it, by grabbing it and pulling it on the sides. And then you would use text and say, what is happening. Right? You decided to visit Italy, and then you might have like another text that would say, you are safe. Proceed to the next slide. You just have to tell your viewer what's happening. Then you would also add audio, like ship sounds. Something like this. And then you would also add, if you wanted to add another audio track, you can always do that. You'd have some maybe adventure music that you could set in there. And, this could kind of be, I might turn this down a little bit so you can hear, something like that. Then you would say finish, you'd set, and export it. Once it's exported, you're going to link this into that slide. So anyone that you choose, whether you're using a character or an entire picture, you're going to have to bring that into WeVideo to add sound effects, to add the theme music, and the text telling the viewer what you're going to do, or what that choice, that outcome is.